Hello, everyone. We are just waiting for some more people to come on board. Maybe I started a couple minutes early, but they should be coming soon. Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to end this stream and begin a new one. Oh, no, here we go. Hi, Hannah. Hello, Brooke, William. How are you guys? Um, I'm going to start taking roll. Jameson, Brooke, William. Good morning, everybody. William, where are you, William? There you are. Jack, Sammy, Jack. All right. Kyle. Good morning, everyone. I hope your day's going okay. I got Sammy, I got Kyle, Logan, Logan, Jin, Alyssa. Hi, Alyssa. More. I got Hannah. I'm good, Hannah. How are you? Hi, Nick. Nick, are you able to swim at all during these times? Is there a pool you can use? Caprice. Yay, Caprice. All right. I am so glad you're here. Bella, there you are. Good morning. Gavin. Let's see, Lily. Hello, Lily. Okay. All right, so far so good. We'll wait just a little bit. Let me see if there's anyone I didn't get. Nope, I got everybody that's here so far. All right. Um, Julia, hi. Oh, Nick, I'm so sorry that you can't swim. That must be terrible for you. Good morning, Julia. You're probably doing other things to keep fit, I'm sure. Hi, Kaya. Thank you for joining. Okay, we're still missing quite a few. Did your last class go over maybe a little bit? Hi, Natalie. Oh, and I have been getting all of your quests. Thank you. Just in case you didn't know, I know when I put the quest or when I put an assignment on Google Classroom, you guys click on it and then type in your answers, which you did, and then just submit it through Google Docs. A lot of you did it correctly and some of you did not. Just offhand, I remember that Hannah did it correctly. I know a lot of others you didn't, but for some reason, just Hannah's sticks out in my mind. Um, so make sure, hi, Jin, did I get you? Yes, I did. Zaxon, yay. So make sure that you just, I'm going to try and do it that way. So you fill it out right there and then send it to me. Okay. We're all kind of figuring this out as we go, but thank you. I haven't checked yet, but a great many of you turned in your test. I'm hoping all of you did. Um, but Hannah, you did it correctly. Whatever you did, it was perfect. Because if you do it the way that Hannah did it, and I can't enter as a student, I am just a teacher, so I can't virtually do what you are doing. Hi, Christian. Let me log Christian in. Okay. And William, I had you already. But however you did it, Hannah, that's how it's done because it comes back to me. I can comment on it and then reply with the comment and send it back to you. And that is the best way to do it. If not, I have to go searching emails and it's just too much. So I would really appreciate it if you guys could all turn it in that way because it makes things a lot easier. Okay, so here are the people that I have as absent. I have Taylor Fenster as absent. I have Micah absent. I have Caden absent. I have Ryan Hendricks absent. Okay, Morgan, here you go. You got to me just before I got to your name. Morgan is here. Okay, I have Kabir Oh, are you here, Kabir? Nope, that's not Kabir. I have Kabir as absent, and I have Casey as absent. So those people have not showed up. We'll wait a little while. Can someone answer me? Did the class before this, I believe you have religion before me, Bible study, eighth grade. I think you do. I'm not sure what class. Yes. Okay. So classes did let out late. Okay. So maybe I will just, well, I'll just begin. Oh, there you are, Kabir. Okay. We had questions and it went longer. Okay, Kabir. But what class do you have before this? I believe it is religion. Am I correct that you guys have religion before this? All right, Kabir, I got you. I don't know who Pepe Sena Presence is, but you need to incorporate part of your name in your chat name, because if you don't, I am going to kick you out of class. Okay, because I don't know who you are. So just make sure. Okay, religion. Okay, thank you, Jin Jin. All right. Hi, Micah. Ooh, I just marked you absent. Okay, and I know sometimes your other class lets out early, but please try to get to my class as quickly as possible. Okay, thanks, Bella. Thank you. Okay, so absent, I have Taylor Fenster, I have Caden Fuller, I have Ryan Hendricks, and I have Casey Richardson. All right, so those are my absentees. Um, okay, for those of you that just joined, I just wanted to reiterate that, let's see. I wanted to reiterate for you to please click on the link that I give you in Google Classroom and fill it out there online and submit it back to me via uh, Google Classroom. A lot of you did it right. And I said the only one, sorry, Hannah, I don't mean to lay this on you, but the one that I remember did it correctly was Hannah. If you sent it to another email or something, it was not done correctly. So just want to let you know. And we're all new at this, so don't worry. It's going to take a while, but most of you got it right the first time, and I'm happy to say hooray. All right, we are going to review the quest. So if you want to get a copy of your quest or follow along with me, whatever you would like to do, that is fine. Also, one more thing. On Fridays, and I will go back into Google Classroom and edit it. On Fridays, every Friday, 8th grade, we are meeting at 11:50, 11:50, because we have chapel from 10 to 10:30. So after chapel, all the classes are pushed back. Okay. So make sure you go online. Mrs. Ingestab sent the schedule for Friday, which she added to the regular scheduled email. And so if you all could go on there and make sure you follow the Friday classes, that would be awesome. If not, you're going to be lost. All right, so let's make sure that we do that. Okay, today we're going to go over your test, and I'm going to go over part of the summary for chapter 17. We're not going to read all of chapter 17. I'm going to fill you in on the important parts. And then we move into the causes of the Civil War, and then we move into the Civil War. So pretty cool stuff coming up. All right, so tomorrow, you're going to read pages 520 to 522, which is about the Bear Flag Revolt. Yes, California was independent for 2 seconds, but they want to be recognized for it. So we're going to honor that. Okay. And then Friday, we're going to talk about the gold rush and the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, which was very important. All right. So we're going to go over the test. The first question was, do you think the mission system was a successful way for the Spanish to organize their territories in northern New Spain? And I got some great answers. Um, uh, the Okay, the mission system worked because it centralized colonial life around them. There were poor living conditions, however. The missions might have killed tens of thousands of American Indians. They really set up to convert the Indians, but really what they did was convert the Indians not necessarily to Catholicism, but they converted them to slavery, which was really sad. And remember, sadly, historically, the pattern is that are Native peoples always get the short end of the deal, which is very sad. Also, Let's see what else. Okay, and also remember the mission system included the presidios, which were the forts or the protection for the mission. So that was a great uh, system as well. All right. The next question was, why did Mexico allow U.S. citizens to settle in Texas? And I think we went over this 450 times. They needed more land. They needed land. They needed protection. Kyle had a great answer. Here we go. I'm going to read Kyle's answer. Kyle put, they settled there because of the amount of land that was offered to them. The people settling there would defend it. But since the people weren't fond of the rules and regulations of the Mexican government and tensions rising due to the constant Indian attacks, the Tejanos rebelled against the Mexican government, eventually forming the Lone Star Republic of Texas. Awesome answer. That was Kyle Toxic Man himself. All right. And so they couldn't agree to the laws, which were pretty simple. But, can you really force anybody to believe in a religion? No. If they said tomorrow in the United States, if you are Buddhist, you have to pay a special Buddhist tax or convert to Christianity. Okay. So you can say, okay, I converted to Christianity, and within your own house, you can practice your Buddhist way of life and your Buddhist way of thinking, and nobody will ever know. So, people that try to force the religion or make a forced religion, that really doesn't work, because religion comes from you and your spirituality and what you believe. All right, the next question was, how did the Republic of Texas presidents Sam Houston and Mirabeau Lamar differ in their policies towards American Indians? Well, Houston had lived with the Indians and was sympathetic to them. He even thought they should be able to own their own land and it shouldn't just be taken away from them. And Mirabeau Lamar was the opposite. He did not respect the Indians. He wanted them out of there. He wanted to take their lands. He had harsh policies demanding that they follow all the Texas laws and that they leave their homeland, which was very sad. And I think it's funny that Mirabeau Lamar said follow all Texas laws, because when he was under Mexican law, he did not follow the Mexican law that they asked him to follow. So, a little bit hypocritical, wouldn't you say? And then the last question was easy, but it's really important. And it was, what motivated artists like George Catlin and Alfred Jacob Miller to, no, sorry, that was not the question. Sorry, that was the one I decided not to give you. The question was, how might the work of frontier artists have encouraged more people to move to the West? And we talked about the paintings such as the Indian chasing the plentiful buffalo, the beautiful landscape of the West, the beautiful weather, the clear skies. So all of these things lured people, even to overcome the hardships and to take chances of dying, such as the Donner Party, and to brave the move west. All right, so chapter 7, I'm gonna give you a little summary, and then we're just gonna go into a few little parts of it. In the early 1800s, a lot of Americans believed that the United States was meant to travel, to go all the way to the Pacific and to take over. What was this belief called? What was the belief called? That the United States believed that they should just keep expanding because they had the proper religion and they had a democracy. What was that called? Anybody remember? Let's see who the first one is to answer me. Anyone remember? What was this belief known as? The belief that they were destined to go all the way west. Anybody? What was this belief? Anybody remember what it was called? That we were destined. Destined is a key word there. All right. It was manifest destiny, right? In the Northwest, Disputes with Britain led to U.S. acquisition of the Oregon Country. Remember, Great Britain and the United States both had the Oregon Country. So they settled the disputes and they had a treaty. And Britain got part of Oregon and we got part of Oregon. And then in the Southwest, disputes over territory led to a war with Mexico. And although Americans supported the war between the US and Mexico, some believed that it was unjustified. But nonetheless, US troops moved into Mexican territory, and American settlers in California revolted against the Californios. The treaty that ended the war gave the United States vast new territories throughout the Southwest that we needed to explore and now we owned. And the treaty that settled this was called the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, which we will talk about very soon. Also, the US settlers headed west to occupy these new territories, often ignoring, of course, the American Indians and their rights and Mexican people who were already living there. Didn't matter to them. They were just going to plow through and take over the land. One group of settlers, the Mormons, traveled west searching for religious freedom. I think you remember this. There was the Mormon Trail. The group's interactions resulted in a unique culture in the Southwest, right? There were the interactions of the Americans, the Mormons that were Americans also, the American Indians, and the people from Mexico. And then there was a discovery of gold in Sutter's Mill. And in 1848, accelerated greatly the settlement to California because a lot of people thought they would come here and they would strike it rich. Although few struck it rich in the gold fields, the influx of people transformed the economy of California. And we're going to talk about the gold rush tomorrow. We're going to talk a little bit about the gold rush. And today we're going to talk a little bit more about the Mexican War. The Mexican War was an armed conflict, obviously, between the US and Mexico, and it lasted from 1846 to 1848. This armed conflict was after the United States added Texas. Remember, they added Texas because now the slave and free states would be balanced. And so they decided Texas could come on board. The United States wanted to expand across the North American continent. The Texas War of Independence and the subsequent annexation of Texas to the United States. This war left major results, which were both positive and negative for the natives. The positive, or for the Americans, the positive results was that the United States won victory and was seen as powerful. It gained 66% of its territory. Slavery stopped in Washington, D.C., in the nation's capital. The positive results for Mexico was, even though Mexico lost the battle, the positive side is they finally had peace. The killing and the war had ended. The negative result for Mexico was obvious. They lost their territories, the death of many soldiers and the death of many innocent people. It lost almost 50% of its territory, and it lost much of its stability because there were uprisings that took place during and after the war, and they had to deal with that United States interference. The negative results for the US also was that the Mexican-American War, imagine at that time, cost the United States over $100 million. It's a lot of money. It ended the lives of 13,780 US military personnel, and the war led to disruptions in Congress and the building up of hatred between the North and the South, because the North and the South had opposite stances, opposite opinions about slavery. The results for the residents, the former Mexican citizens who lived in the territories were promised U.S. citizenship and their former lands by the United States. When citizens of the eastern U.S. traveled into the new territories, the Mexican people's claims on the land were ignored as the Easterners stole these lands and settled down. So then we have the Treaty of Guadalupe. Um, and using the Treaty of Guadalupe as one of their key arguments, many of these Mexicans tried to regain their lost lands during lawsuits, but they were not successful. After a series of United States victories, the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo ended the 2-year bloody war. In return for $18,250,000, Mexico gave the U.S. undisputed control of Texas with its border at the Rio Grande River, and the U.S. agreed to withdraw their armies from Mexico. The treaty also required Mexico to abandon their claims to California, New Mexico, and other lands, which are now included in the states of New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, Utah, Colorado, and California. Even though Mexico received money in exchange for the territories, the U.S. benefited much more by gaining 66% more land. The United States obtained the expansion of the U.S. across the North American continent, fulfilling their desire, which they thought was God-given, of manifest destiny. Any questions? Any questions? No questions? You guys rock. You guys are all there. You're listening. I love it. Okay, I wanted to tell you something since we just finished studying about our government and the Congress and so forth. For the first time ever, the Supreme Court is handling cases online and through the telephone and so forth. Of course, they have an appointment they haven't scheduled, but they're not doing it there with each other. And so this is the first time in history that that has ever happened. Also, remember we talked about the tensions, the pull of power between the federal government and the states. Remember the federal government and states' rights. Well, some of the states are saying we are going to plan how we come back from this pandemic so that we can get our states going again. And President Trump is saying, this is great, we'll collaborate. However, I am the powerful one, and I will let you know when your states can reopen. It's my decision. So you see, again, we see the struggle for power. And this has gone on. As you know, we studied from the beginning of time. So we will see what happens. They have also studied the history of pandemics, which is really important, like the Spanish flu in the 1800s that killed thousands and thousands of people. And it was a pandemic. And they have charts. And here's the pandemic, right? It goes up, it hits an apex. Sometimes it levels out, goes down. People begin to get comfortable. Things go back to normal. And guess what happens? Comes right back up again. It happened 3 times during many of these pandemics. So our mayor, Eric Garcetti, showed those online the other day, showed the charts. Every single pandemic followed that same pattern. So they're going to be hopefully very careful so that we learn from history and we don't fall into one of those patterns where it comes back again. So we'll keep an eye on that and we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, I miss you and love you. And as a reminder, tomorrow you have tonight you have no homework. You just hopefully took notes today. Tomorrow you have a video on Google. You can just click on it, the Bear Flag Revolt, and you are reading pages 520 to 522, which is about the Bear Flag Revolt. So that is your homework for tomorrow. I will begin to post grades on your tests today. All right. Do you all have Any questions? Any questions? Please be ready to discuss the video tomorrow. Anyone have any questions? No questions? Okay. No one has any questions. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, no questions for anybody? All right. Okay. Well, have a wonderful evening and stay healthy, stay safe. If you go outside, you need to wear a face mask, but don't go outside too much. All right. Love you guys and miss you guys. And I'll see you Friday. Okay. Take care, everybody. Love ya. Bye bye.